Pine Bluff City Council meeting for January the 4th, 2016 is hereby called to order. May we have roll call, please?
Alderman Brumman.
Here.
Alderman Snell. Here. Alderman Walker. Present. Alderman Boyd. Here. Alderman Brown Sr.
Here.
Alderman Mays.
Here.
Alderman Holcomb.
Here.
Alderman Brown Jr.
Here.
Thank you. Each of you have a copy of the minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and second that the minutes from December the 21st, 2015 be approved. Any discussion or comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to committee reports. Ways and Means, Alderman Brummett.
Mayor, we have the Ways and Means Committee met prior to the meeting, and we have one budget adjustment, which is from the Community Development Fund that did go through the Community Development Committee, and this was their recommendations. The committee recommended do pass to this. I move we accept this budget adjustment for the Community Development Fund.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that a budget adjustment for community development be approved. Floor is now open for discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Does that conclude? Oh,
Mayor, I'd just like to mention that we got our final review of the city sales tax for 2015. Actual amounts were only like $8,000 less than they were in 2014 for the city sales tax, and the county, our portion of the county tax was up $171,109. So financially, the revenue stream, we're about even with, that's what we were. So we haven't had the humongous loss that some people thought we might have had. That concludes the Ways and Means.
did you want to report on the committees?
Oh, that's an ordinance.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Ordinance and resolutions, Alderman Brummett.
Mayor, the Ordinance Resolutions Committee met prior to the meeting. Item number 1 will be completed tonight. I believe we're going to hold off on item number 2 until we can get, because school's out and so on, it was difficult to get in touch to get the football players here, so we're going to put that off to the next meeting, so we'll put that on the agenda for the next meeting. And then we'll complete item number 3. Also, I'd like to move that the committee assignments for the aldermen remain the same as they were for last year.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that the committee assignments remain as was assigned for 2015. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes ordinance resolutions, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Economic and Community Development, Alderman Brown Sr.
Thank you, and Happy New Year also. Community Development did have a meeting on last week, and of course we discussed the budget adjustment that was cleared, and it was voted for a due pass to the full council, and we also. And I could be wrong, Mr. Matthews, help me out just a tidbit, just a minute. You just look at this. I think we also had a meeting where we moved the cap of the housing from 75 to 150, but I just want to make a correction. Y'all help me if I missed it. It may have been 70,000 instead of 75, but however, we're moving it from there to 150,000. Is that correct? So check on me and see am I right when it's 100, whether it's 70 or 75. If it's 70, have it cleared to the city council, city clerk's office, city attorney. It is 70 or 75? 75. Okay, but then we okay then. Yeah, it's been so long. Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Matthews. And that concludes community development.
Thank you, sir. Public Health and Welfare, Alderman Brown Jr.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Public Works, Alderman Mays.
Mayor, we didn't have a meeting. Once again, Happy New Year. And I just want to say, it goes back to, I spoke about this in 2015, about the dumping. It's really getting bad again in the 4th Ward over on Lee and Taft. I talked with Rick Roden, the tree department, and we're really just fighting a battle with just dumping, just dumping. It's unreal how much dumping is going on in Fourth Ward on the west side. It's unreal. I asked for those cameras. We tried to get them last year, and you all voted me down. I'm gonna try to bring that back a little later in the year. We need to combat it some kind of way, and it's up to us as leaders to try to do this. I mean, you just need to go over there and just ride around and clean this stuff out, and the next week is just bags of leaves and trash and couches and in the neighborhoods, all in the street, stuff floating around. It's unreal. I mean, I know I see all of the Brummett, you know, you like what Steve talked about, he's grinning, but it's serious business. It's serious.
I understand.
I mean, you don't
Give us some
you don't live in
specifics is the only thing I'd
neighborhood,
like for you to do.
I saw you was grinning.
I'd like for you to give us some specifics. That's all
Okay,
I'm
on Lee
asking.
Street, 6th and Lee, 3rd and Lee, short 3rd and Lee, short 3rd and Hemlock, Roan and Birch, up there by Townsend Park. He's on the west side. 8th and Young, 9th and Young.
But currently, we have to actually witness the person dumping the trash
Well,
out
I
before we
understand
get.
that, but we need to be more proactive as far, we ask for some cameras. If you to the West Side Loop Neighborhood Watch, ask for some cheap cameras. I mean, we buy police cars, fire trucks. I mean, nothing wrong with that stuff. Nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying, we need to do more to help combat this here. I mean, just, the people just shaking their head in the neighborhoods when they ride through this stuff. I mean, and it's serious business, and it's no laughing matter. I'm just continue to do what I can do, and that's call the street department and ask them to come and pick it up, and waste management. But it's just an endless battle to see this thing in these ditches, and people, you have people trying to clean the neighborhoods up, and you got people coming from all over the city dumping in neighborhoods in blind spots that we as leaders can spend some money on, $10, $15, $20,000 on. To, you know, we just sit down and put our heads together. I have some ideas, and, you know, just make it happen. We have to fight back. It's like, dump it over there, ain't nobody watching, you know. But just saying, we have to get better as a team, as a group, and apply more unity to these issues. And this, as leaders, that's what we should be doing. Thank you.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
that, Alderman Hayes, it may be that you can confirm this with the city attorney, that if your trash is out there and you find letters or something in the bag, and that it goes back to wherever it came from, because I know that happened one time on the east side, and Chief Whitfield got involved because the neighbors there, they had gotten together and start watching for the people that was dumping in that neighborhood. And so one of the ladies called me, and I called Chief Whitfield, and it so happened he was mobile, and they caught the guy. You know, he had dumped that and come back to get dump some more, if I recall correctly. But in the meantime, I think he ended up arresting 2 of them because they was wanted.
Okay.
But it did work.
I understand that. We had people who followed people, who got their driver's, their license plate numbers, and we reported them, but it's just a continuous flow of people dumping. Once again, these police cars are actually mobile substations. That's really what they are. They're equipped with everything on them. And we can't catch some little bandit, I mean, like I'm saying, dumping somebody else's trash that they were paid to move somewhere else and just dumping it pretty much free in these communities. But once again, I just feel like it can be combated a lot better than what it is. That's just my thinking. But we tried that, and people, I had people even call out and told me they had the license plate. He turned over some license plates, and you got a lot of red tape as far as with the license plates and all. But
That would be the same thing with the cameras. Even if we had their license plate, we'd be dealing with the same issue.
well, I mean, we need to try it to see. I mean, you got them dumping stuff and people watching them doing it. People see them come in the neighborhoods, and then they follow them. You know, time the police get there, they're gone. Everything's on the floor. I mean, on the ground, all in the street, because they're trying to run because when they see somebody, you know, coming. But it's a unified issue and a unified problem that we need to solve. Thank you all.
Thank you. Development and Planning, Alderman Boyd.
About no report other than item number one, we're asking for a due pass and an emergency clause tonight so we can complete it.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Traffic and Aviation, Alderman Holcomb Jr.
No report, Mayor, except that we plan to meet on next Tuesday, which is the 12th at 10 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you. Administration, Alderman Steps.
No report, Mayor. I have a meeting scheduled on the 7th at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, excuse me,
Yes, sir.
excuse me, let me address, on the 12th, you say,
Yes, sir.
at 10, that's the same time we have our development planning meeting scheduled
Well,
on Tuesday,
Well, I can schedule late,
10:30 or 11.
11 o'clock be fine.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because the development already, it's in stone pretty much with the information they sent out.
11 good with you? 11 o'clock good
Yeah,
with you?
that's fine,
11 o'clock.
okay.
And then Alderman Steps, you said the 7th at 10?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Does that conclude your report?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Public Safety, Alderwoman Walker.
No report.
All right. Moving on to ordinances and resolutions.
Mayor, we have an ordinance amending section 79-7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and permitting the temporary placement of mobile offices in all zones of the city under certain circumstances and for related purposes, up for the second reading.
An ordinance amending section 29-7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, permitting the temporary placement of mobile offices in all zones of the city under certain circumstances and for related purposes.
Move to suspend the rules and place the ordinance on the third and final reading.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to suspend the rules and place an ordinance amending Section 29-7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and permitting the temporary placement of mobile offices in all zones of the city under certain circumstances and for related purposes. Floor is now open for discussion. Hearing none, may we have roll call, please?
Alderman Brummett.
Aye.
Alderman Steps.
Aye.
Alderman Walker. Alderman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderman Brown, Senior.
Aye.
Alderman Mays.
Aye.
Alderman Holcomb.
Aye.
Alderman Brown, Jr.
Aye.
Motion passes.
An ordinance amending section 29-7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, permitting the temporary placement of mobile offices in all zones of the city under certain circumstances and for related purposes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that an ordinance amending Section 29-7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and permitting the temporary placement of mobile offices in all zones of the city under certain circumstances and for related purposes. Floor is now open for discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we'll move on to number 3, which is a resolution increasing the cap for the Home Buyer Assistance Program administered by the Economic and Community Development Department.
Whereas the Economic and Community Development Department administers the Home Buyer Assistance Program, which exists to help low to moderate income families and individuals desiring to purchase a home on the open market, a HUD repossessed home, or an owner's sale. And whereas in order to qualify for the program, applicants must meet certain criteria established by HUD and the city, including having a gross annual income not exceeding 80% of the immediate income for the population of the city of Pine Bluff. And whereas for the past several years, the cap for assistance under the program has been $75,000, which is in need of increase due to rising housing costs. And whereas it would be in the public interest for an increase in the cap to be approved by the city council, subject to HUD confirmation, to facilitate applicants in acquiring quality housing. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, that the cap for assistance in the Home Buyer Assistance Program administered by the Economic and Community Development Department is increased from $75,000 to $150,000 effective upon confirmation by HUD.
Move for adoption.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that a resolution increasing the cap for the Home Buyer Assistance Program administered by the Economic and Community Development Department be approved. Floor is now open for discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, I'd like to move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion adjourned.